Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and into another video. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. We'd love to have you as part of our family on YouTube. Today's video is going to be about closing out my sinking funds for the month. So if that's something that you're interested in, I hope you keep on watching. Alright guys, if you are new here, my name is Sue. We'd love to have you. I don't know if I mentioned that before or not, but we are going to close out my sinking funds. This is my cash envelope part, and this is my sinking funds part. So what I like to do is I like to keep track of how much money I'm putting into each sinking fund per week. It gives me a list of, you know, the rundown of what happened. I can see where I spent my money. I don't generally do expense tracking personally when it comes to my sinking funds, because these are funds that I use for things that might come up that we might need, such as Christmas or car maintenance or house projects or things like that. So I don't generally do expense trackers for that, and I definitely don't do that for our cash envelopes. The only thing right now that I'm tracking expense wise is the construction that's going on in our new house. I am keeping track of how much money that we're spending there, where we're spending it, so that I can say, if somebody asks me, how much did it cost to convert your garage? I can say, oh, well, it took this X amount of dollars to do it. But what I'm gonna go do is get out my sinking funds. We're gonna move that to the side. And then also this just keeps you on track. So everything in here, just if you are new here and you're just now tuning in to my budget videos, I started this system at the beginning of September. I did do cash envelopes prior to that, but whenever you're buying a house, they like for you to keep your money in the bank, and they don't want you taking out large amounts of cash and things like that. So the whole month of part of June and the whole month of July, I didn't do any budgeting videos because I could only use my checking account for paying bills and things like that. I couldn't do this system while I was in the process of buying a house. So I started this in September, this specific system in September. So we're just going to see how well we did and where we have spent money or saved money or not spent any money at all. And then that way I have something to compare it to by the end of next month. So we are just gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully this video doesn't end up being too terrible long. So in our clothing fund, we have $30 in there. And this is not something that we are focusing on as clothing, because we did back to school shopping and basically got our kids everything that they might need. So that is just an in case. So what I'm gonna do here is I have a little column and it says left at the end of the month. And I'm just going to write $30 in there so that I know. And it looks to me like, according to the amount of money that I put in, that's all the money that I have. So I haven't spent any out of there. Vacation, I put $60 into this fund throughout the month, and there is $60 in there. Graduation, it looks like there should be $80 in here. I don't see myself pulling out of a lot of these, so they should be all right on track. 20, 40, 60, 80. Car tags should have 50 in here. 20, 40, 50, 60. Let's see, 20, 40, 50, 60. I like cashing out my our totaling out my cash envelopes at the end of the month, so you can see where you've put your money, and also it gives you an idea of how much money you had on hand in case anything came up where you absolutely had to pull all of your money. This would give you a pretty good idea of where you could pull money out of if you had to. That would be like the last dire need, like my kids are gonna go hungry if I don't do something type of situation for me personally. 20, 40, 60, 70 for Christmas, and it looks like that's how much I should have. And if you're going to be keeping this much cash on hand, I would highly suggest also getting a safe. We have a few safes in our home because we do live out in the country. We do have guns. So we have a gun safe, and we also have a regular like fireproof box that holds all of our important papers. Car maintenance is 30 in here, and it looks like I should have had 20, 30, 40, 50, so it looks like we spent $20 out of there. So what I like to do is in parentheses, I'm gonna put a -20. That way I know I spent $20 out of this fund, and it allows me to look back and say, oh, I need to put more money in my sinking funds. If this tends to be a trend, I know that I need to go ahead and add an additional 20 to fund that, if that makes sense. So house projects, I've added a whole lot of extra money into house projects. So it looks like I should have 120 just going by my weekly checks. That's how much I should have had, but all of my extra cash envelope money has gone into this fund. So I know I have quite a bit more. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 230. So there's 230 in there. I know that 1 week I put 50 bucks in there, and the next week I put the additional 60 in there. But I'm gonna put 230, and this is an envelope that we will be spending out of constantly. So that's the reason why I keep putting all my extra money in there. Sports has 30 in there, and it looks like that's how much I have. This line is savings, and next month when I go to write my sinking funds and stuff out, I'm gonna organize that a little bit better. I ended up deciding I was gonna have all of my envelopes in one binder, and then I ended up buying another one for savings specifically. Medical excuse me, should have 40 in there. You hear my dogs out there barking, they want to come in. 20, 30, 40, so that is right on track. Which medical, once I get it up to a couple $100, that's probably all that I'll do. We're not funding back to school right now, so there's nothing in that. Gifts should have 30, it looks like. 20, 30. Plus 30, and then this is also savings, savings. Car insurance, let's see. Car insurance, I'll have to do this math because we add different things at different times. So it should have a total of $72. We have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. So that is good. We're right on track there. This is really the only, like right now we're paying our car insurance month-to-month basis, but I'm setting the money aside each week so that I can pay for that for a 6-month time frame. So that seems to be going pretty well for us. And then it'll actually free up an extra $100 out of our checking or our monthly bills when I can get that done. So pets and medical should have 20, 30, 40, 50, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that is good. it looks to me like the only fund that I pulled out of when it comes to my sinkings funds is the car maintenance. So what I also like to do at the end of this month is I will put in here sinking funds down here at the bottom, total, and then savings total as well, so that I know how much money I have in my home. 30 plus 60 plus 80 plus, oops, let me try that again. 30 plus 60 plus 80 plus 60 plus 70 plus 30 plus 230 plus 30 plus 40 plus 30 plus 72 and 50. So right now, sitting in my sinking funds, it is $782, and that's a really good number. That means that you've set aside out of all of your income, you know, this number, and you technically have it just sitting there waiting for it to be used when the time comes. And you don't have to sit around and think about, oh, I have this vet bill that's coming up, how am I gonna pay for that? This just allows you to be able to have the money instead of going further in debt. So $582 is what I have in sinking funds, and we're going to pull out, let's see, how much do I have in savings? Looks like I should have 120. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. So we're right on track there. 120. Regular savings also should be, it should be 130. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 20, 30. $130. $5 challenge. Let's see how many $5 bills I got. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. So we got $85 on hand there. And that is the savings that I have currently. I do have some $1 bills back here in the back, but I don't know what I'm doing with that yet, so I'm not even gonna include that this month. I may add that to my tracker or to this sheet next month, we'll see. So total savings I have on hand is 120 plus 130 plus 85. So that is $335 into savings. So if you add that plus 782, that is going to give you a total of $1,117. So that is what we have, and this doesn't include my cash envelopes that I use weekly. This includes stuff that we're, you know, planning for future expenses when those times arise. So overall, not so bad when it comes to the amount of money, because if you think about it, you can say that all of this is savings because you are saving up towards your future expenses. So for a month of cash envelopes, we have technically saved for our future expenses $1,117. I don't think that's bad at all. And then you would minus that $335 out of there because that is savings that goes in for like ever. We never usually spend that, minus the $5 challenge we usually put towards vacation in the end. So that is our closing out of our sinking funds for this month. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below if you did. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, the links for my Etsy store and these vinyl envelopes are down below. Thank you guys so very much for watching. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.